Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. This channel is different because we do things for you. We are not trying to get clicks. What we're going to do here is we're going to talk to Matt, the lumberjack landlord, about 4-3-2-1 strategy and how you can make work optional by getting on the property ladder early. So, Mr. Lumberjack, how are you?
I'm doing super awesome. And obviously, this is a near and dear subject to my heart.
Yes, folks, if you don't know Matt, he is a ninth grade dropout and has built a portfolio today that's over 100 units. What is key to his strategy is house hacking, and we are talking house hacking units. He has now dug into this story, and he believes people, if you have the opportunity, should execute what's called the 4-3-2-1 strategy. Why is this so important? Why should people start with a 4?
The main reason is it's the easiest one to kind of get into based on the other income support that you have from the other units. The other piece to it as well is that usually what you'll find is that the underwriter will make it very difficult for you to go from a smaller unit to a bigger unit,
right?
Unless you are truly moving areas and moving regions. That's a difficult sell now. And those are the types of restrictions that get tighter and tighter and tighter as markets tighten. Correct. I think the market's absolutely going to tighten. I don't know if Fannie and Freddie are going to go from the 10 loans that they currently allow now that they underwrite back down to 4 like they did in the crash. That very likely could happen. And that's why each loan that you're doing is going to be extremely important. If you only get 4 loans, then you need to maximize the opportunity in those loans. And that's where 4-3-2-1 gets you. It's the easiest way to create the amount of real estate that you need to accomplish financial independence, but at the same time too, put yourself in a position where over a 20, 30-year period, you're also creating significant new cash flows with 30-year fixed rate debt.
Yeah. So let's talk about that fourplex. Again, this is the beauty of this 4-3-2-1 strategy. You can get into a fourplex with low down payment. We're not talking 20 or 10. Potentially you get in with 3.5% because it is technically an owner-occupied loan, correct?
That's right. Yep. And what's really cool about that is not only do you get that 3.5% down loan. So let's just say one of the things that I've seen is median income the median house price, $400,000, right?
Okay.
In a lot of areas, you can get a 4 unit for $500,000.
There you go. Yeah.
It's $125,000 a unit versus $400,000 unit. Now, the key here is that now you're only paying a 25% premium for the asset. But instead of having a mortgage that you yourself are only responsible for, and you have to pay that entire $2,500 a month nut, now you have a $3,000 a month nut, but you've got 3 units that are also paying that mortgage down. They're probably $1,200 a month, let's say, on the easy side, $1,250. Now you've got $3,750. Not only are you making $750 a month on the building, but now you're living there for free.
Yeah.
That's what one of my students just did. $8,000. $8,000 is all he brought to the table on a 4 unit. He's living there for free. He's making almost $1,000 a month living there. These are all verified numbers.
Again, this is how to get started, right? If I were to do it all over again, I would do this. And again, we bring on multiple experts. Anna Kelly sold the big house in Texas, bought a fourplex with 2 kids. So it can be done. 2 babies, as she says. Yeah. So it is an important first step. Cheap, 30-year fixed. You live there for a little while, and then you move out. And then you get the 3. Then you live there a little while. Then you move out, you get the 2. So ultimately, over 5 to 8 years, you're going to be exiting or to a point where you have 10 units, positive cash flow, 30-year fixed rate debt.
Yep.
Right. The world's your oyster. And oh, by the way, the income snowball is increasing because now you have positive cash flow and all of these wonderful things. So it's a great strategy.
Yeah, it's that 30-year fixed rate debt is the magic, right? And if you're 4 units or if you're 4 buildings, 4 loans, you're largely going to be able to, occupy one after the other, refi one after the other. If you don't refi, if you just literally move because the rate was so good, that's fine. You can still probably get a 5% conventional owner occupied loan on the next property. Right. Maybe it's 10%, but the key here is that you can also, I've seen some people use the strategy, augment a little bit and go 4-4. Now, the difference is when you go 4-4, typically you have to go to something that's in a different area. You have to go to something that has bigger units, better neighborhood, better schools. You can write a justification letter to the underwriter through your broker to say, this is why we're making this move. Never, ever, 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 ever lie but highlight the reasons that you would want to make that move outside of it just being a good investment.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I think the opportunity that's there for people now, I get why people look at it and say, I think the American dream is dead because it's $400,000 for just a median house. Right. Maybe maybe you live in a higher income area where it's 450 or 500 or 550. I don't disagree with you, but take what the defense is giving you. What is the system set up for you to take advantage of?
Mhm.
And I think if you look at it, look at your neighbor that bought that house and look at how they are dying and keeping up with the Joneses and having to pay that mortgage and how stressful it is if we do in fact enter a recession. If you go through the same thing in that owner-occ 4-family, your mortgage is only 20% higher than what it would have been on a single family house. Even if you're bringing a little bit of money to the table, you're not bringing still all the money. And that's if one of your renters stops paying. It's a really solid strategy that really eliminates a lot of the downside risk.
Yeah. In the end, for me, making work optional in 10 years is absolutely possible for everyone.
Sure.
It's going to take sacrifice from everyone. One of the easiest in ways to kind of really goose this is the 4-3-2-1 strategy. Lowest down payment to get in, biggest set of assets, most cash flow. It's just all good. All right. And again, you're not doing the Starbucks factor where you're stopping $6 coffee.
Yeah.
You're going after your largest expense, making it zero or heaven forbid, even positive.
Yeah. I mean, these are the things, and the students that I've helped, I'm seeing positive net cash flow and living for free. When this guy moves out of his place in the next 12 months, which he probably will do, he will probably be making $2,000 a month on a property that he put under for $8 grand.
Jeez, wow.
It changed. If he only ever did this one property, his life has changed forever.
Yeah,
$2,000 a month of income. It's $24,000 of income a year. He is not a high income earner. He makes 50 grand a year.
Wow, there you go.
50, 55 grand a year. He doesn't make that much money. And the banks, if you're saying, hey, what am I going to get for these loans? How does the bank figure that debt to income? They give you 75% of the leased value of that apartment. So if it's leased at $2,000 a month, they're saying we'll count $1,500 a month towards your income.
Yeah.
That's how the magic works. And so literally I don't think this is smart as well formed and put together as this deal is for him. I think he truly doesn't really grasp what an absolute grand slam this is. 5 years from now, even if market is flat and his appraisal is flat, he's still going to be making $2,000 a month not living there.
Yeah, when I hear numbers like this, he's 2 deals and he's already halfway there and he needs one more.
Yeah.
For making work optional.
Right. He's 25.
He could be done by 30. He should be done by 30.
He could. That's the thing is, I said, you really work this plan and you decide at 30 what you want to do with the rest of your life. If you want to keep on working, if you only want to do side jobs, you get to decide. Like I have somebody that I know that did this starting at about 36 years old, and he's been playing in bands since, and he's in his mid 60s.
That's awesome.
That's all he does is play gigs. And he's like, yeah, like they give me a couple $100 to show up. It's cool.
Yeah. I love, dude, if you can make work optional and do whatever the hell you love, the world's your oyster. Yeah.
Every day is Saturday then, right?
Every day. Yeah. Somebody said that. I like that guy who said that. Every day is Saturday. Oh man. Again, folks, One Rental at a Time is a different YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment, follow everyone. And where can they find you, Mr. Lumberjack?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and Lumberjack Landlord. We do an 8 p.m. Thursday nights, Mr. and Mrs. Lumberjack for couples and thruples. And we do a Sunday morning, which is just real estate investors, anyone that can show up and ask questions. Whether it's newbie, we have somebody that doesn't even own their first house. Mm-hmm. And so we're saying, hey, here's the house, look at the house hack video, come to the group with some questions, all the way to people that have, 90 units, just trying to learn and fine tune their game. Because even for all of us, I have over 100 units. I still watch a bunch of your experts on a weekly basis because I might know 95%, but it's that 5% nugget that I need to get my game better.
Yeah, I can. Every week I'm learning something new. The fact that these experts, as I call them, come back, yourself included, is just it's so amazing. We are truly lucky at one rental at a time. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a great week.
Thanks, Mike. You as well. Take care.
Yep.